Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Howie, and I am here with the usual cast of very talented and long-time performers. We have Buddy to my right, then we have Eric, and Brian S. Red is with us, and we have my road dog,
Jace,
John Colley.
That's it.
And then we have someone that is not triggered anymore.
Nope, I'm fine now, everybody.
Jameson J. Brennan.
Got it out of my system. By the way, I'm not allergic to toast.
Okay, here's the topic I have for tonight. What is your greatest strength as DJ, and what is something you would like to improve on or learn how to do?
Oh,
So that would be, what is your greatest strength as DJ, and what is something you would like to improve on or learn how to do? Oh, and I almost forgot our longtime sponsor, we have to mention, DJEventPlanner.com, and they'll be down in the comments along with our other sponsors when this gets published to YouTube. So who would like to tackle this? What do you think your greatest strength is? Okay, buddy, you're up.
I would probably say my greatest strength is being very technical as far as figuring out problem solving. That would probably be my greatest strength. And then my greatest weakness, I would say is
no weakness. Something you would like to improve on or
His
learn.
weakness is listening.
Yes.
Well, there you go. There's Jay answered for me. I appreciate it. There you go. Done and over with. Jay has all the answers.
Oh,
no,
please.
you have all the answers.
No, you. Yeah.
Buddypedia.
I'm not jumping in that pool. Water's way too deep.
No, I would probably say I need to improve upon would probably be the need of organization, because I am not the most organized person. Thank God for my wife, because she keeps me in check with that stuff. But organization would probably be my greatest need for strength.
Sounds good. How about you, Eric? You know, you have to have your
Running
mic.
computers.
Okay, the mic is on. Yeah, okay.
Buddy, can you troubleshoot that for him?
I might be able to.
Just a technical. Yeah. I think being professional, and that is a huge word, being professional. And I would think, like my greatest is being on time all the time, listening to your client, always being prepared. That's probably, and again, that may need work, but when I'm at a gig, and I'm going to give you a reason why this needs improvement. We all have these people that come up and say, "Hey, can you play this? Look, can you play that?" And there was this one time I remember that sticks out in my head, and this was back when when Blurred Lines was coming out, and it turned out to be a very good dance song at a wedding or whatever you're doing. And a guy come up, "Can you play this?" And I kind of shrugged him off. "Yeah, I'll look it up." And I regretted it like a week later when I really did play it, and it packed the floor. So it's listening to what I need to improve on is listening to your guest a little bit more. Maybe you don't need to, or maybe you don't want to, but sometimes you miss important things if you're not listening to the guest. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Well, that sounds good. Okay, 3 left to go. And, I didn't go yet either, but so 4. Who wants to go next?
Oh, I'll take a spin at it next.
All right.
For strengths, I'd say, this year actually marks 40 years in the business for me of doing this to some degree.
Jeez.
So what I think the strength that you get with just so much time in is that you could be dropped into any situation in any type of crowd of people, and you'll figure out exactly what's going to work relatively quickly. Whether it's, you know, upscale clients, whether it's a roller skating rink, whether it's a, you know, intermission at a bingo hall. So you just know what to do when you've done it for so long, because if something triggers you that tells you, oh, this is familiar, I've been here before, I know what's going to work here. So I guess that would be kind of programming based. It's just that with so much time in, you just kind of get a knack for that. And some people struggle with it, and it's just something I try not to ever take for granted, because it's a long life skill, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that you constantly have to absorb your surroundings and always be on top to know what people are going to move to, or what's the right music that fits the occasion. For the other half of it, for just things to improve upon or something to get better at, I think I'm at the stage now where I just want to take the next step in technology. I've just kind of been holding back on the whole streaming songs and, you know, stems and gear and stuff that has a lot of the newer features. I'm not stuck in my ways, but I think I want to spend this 2024 getting a little more familiar with some of the new tools that are out there for us.
Right.
Sounds good.
That's me.
All right. We're down to the big two here. Let's see. Brian, why don't you go?
What I probably need to work on more than anything else would be, now I think about it, something I've never really been good at is trying to remember names. I'm not good at it. When you're working with a different group every week, you've got to keep those names straight in your head. And I don't always do well with it. And I'm embarrassed when someone comes up to me and says that they know me, and hey, how you doing? Because I can't say their name. I know who they are, but I have no idea what their name is.
You remember songs around them, don't you?
Yeah, I
do too. You did the wedding 10 years ago, and you remember you played a Depeche Mode song during Cocktail, but you don't. That's the same with me. I don't remember their name, but it'd be like, oh, you guys had that first dance where I mixed it with this, or I did that, and they're like, yeah, that was us, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Rock Me Amadeus. I know who you are.
It's like, but I have no idea
what name. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Worldwide?
I have a hard time with that, but I will say what I feel like would be my strong point doing what I do is just general empathy. I feel I'm really good at putting myself in other people's places and thinking about how maybe they'd feel about things. Like lighting. Do they want this light shined over there? Are they comfortable with that? Are they comfortable with the volume? Are these the tracks that if I were them, I'd want to hear? And I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable, because I would want to be uncomfortable. So it's a kind of a do unto others kind of thing. I feel like that's been my strong point. And it even comes, it's in every aspect. Programming is part of it too, where, I feel like there are things I have on my Christmas list that I'd love to have, but there's nothing like a surprise. That's just the right gift. And wow, I never even thought of asking for this, but this is amazing. That's the programming part. So I just try to be empathetic about that and try to imagine how they must feel, and not just from my point of view, but from their point of view, you know?
Yeah, that would be you.
That's what I got.
Okay, Jay,
it's funny. I tell clients this all the time.
A half hour and the show ends in 10 minutes.
Okay. It's funny Brian said it that way, because I've told every client I've interviewed with or met with that I always put myself in the position of the guest. Is this too loud? Would I stay at this wedding if I was a guest with this mix? Like, if I was a guest at this wedding and I played all like really dirty hip hop during Cocktail, would I stay? No, I wouldn't. And I'm not, John Q. Public, but I think I have enough experience in life and at weddings and events that I can have the empathy that, Brian mentioned for ages 8 to 80 and understand the changes.
Just to interject, I mean, because you're saying things that I wish I would have said, there are times when maybe the people in front of you aren't particularly that relatable, but can you imagine if you were religious,
Right.
maybe this lyric would bother you, or if you were easily offended, maybe this would be a problem.
Yeah.
Not that you are, but you're imagining, if I were, how would I feel? And that's the empathy.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think my greatest strength, and when you brought up the question, Howie, I thought it was really poignant, because I think, we all say, what are you good at? What makes you different than other DJs?
I rock the party.
Right. And you come up with these things that are very quick taglines. But, I did 4 events this weekend, and they were all much different from each other. And I kind of walked away last night driving home after the 4th event, and I thought, you know what? It never changes. I genuinely love what I do, and I really look forward to it. And I think that's my strength. I never, I might complain to a DJ about like, I got this gig tonight, I don't know if they're going to dance. But when I'm alone in the car driving, and that's the thing, I think it's like all of us in this room, we're alone for this career. This is a very alone career. I load the rigs, I break down, I set up, I play, I announce, and I take an immense amount of pride in showing up to any event. John and I were up at 5 this morning for him, talking about music I played Friday night that you would never look at me and say, this is the stuff Jay's going to play, but it fit the group, and I did my job, and I take a lot of pride in my job, and I love what I do, and I think that's my strength. Believe it or not, this will sound a bit off to the side a little bit, but I really want 2024 to be the year that I have some sense of how to scratch. I've said it for decades, especially in my position with Pioneer DJ. Everything has a jog wheel. Everything has scratch. I don't want to be scratch bastard. I was watching some of the video and I'm like, man, this guy's insanely talented. Eric, if you'd gotten off your butt and driven 20 miles down to see me on Tuesday, you would have known that.
I did show up. I asked for Jay Brannon, and people said, who?
You were at the Hilton. That's,
No,
yeah.
I was there. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. It seemed when I talked to you on the phone that you weren't, but that's craziness. But, this is the year that I would like to just comfortably be able to take any mix I'm doing, and if it was a moving platter or, a turntable, be able to do what all of, I know John can do it, Brian can do it. I don't know if Eric can do it. I'm sure Howie can. Buddy probably can. I'm probably the one in the room that can't. Be able to go like wiki, let go and have it mix in. Because I'm not comfortable doing that. I'm just not. And I know that every time I've ever accidentally scratched at a wedding, people lose their ever-loving minds. And I realize it's another part of the tool belt. And I think to really be a great DJ, there's quick reaction, there's empathy, there's ability to speak on a microphone, there's understanding of reading people, there's mixing, there's programming, not in this order. And I think scratching at some point comes in a little bit. I don't want to entertain a crowd by being Qbert, but I would like to once in a while do a little trickery, because I think the new generation of 20-somethings coming up, like, they want to see turntables. That's their new thing. It's much like us liking cars from the 60s. I think that's how 20-somethings at weddings and events look at a DJ. They're enjoying seeing turntables. And I can tell you from sales, they've never been better. The last few years, turntables have been blowing out the door. So have records. Brian has mentioned that. It's been one of the best years in 20 years for records. So I'd like to be able to proficiently use my gear by being able to do more than just look at the platter.
I don't think scratching is going to make or break you. That's just my opinion.
No. I don't think it is either, but I think it's just one more thing. It's just one more little piece. I guess if I viewed myself as a contractor that can, show up and do a wedding, it's like showing up and building a house. We have to do a little plumbing, a little electric. To me, scratching is almost like, it'd be nice to be able to put solar panels on the roof, or it'd be nice to, maybe put a pool in the back, like whatever kind of weird metaphor
I
you
get
want.
it. I get it.
Yeah, that's all.
As an empathetic DJ, I can't help but think to myself, nobody wants to hear that. That scratching to me seems to me, and this is just me. I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but it seems like the most self-indulgent thing you can do with the turntable.
No. That's why I said it the way I did, Brian. I don't want to put on a performance. I don't want to be Kubert. I want to be able to somehow maneuver it in. I mean, you're from the old days before even I got in the business, and I watch old house guys that will do mixes where they just grab the table and just boom,
right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's
to me
part
that's
of the mix.
included. But to me, that's what I'm talking about. It's not only that aspect, but it's also just once in a while, not make it a predominant thing throughout the night.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not comfortable or confident now to grab a turntable, to grab a platter, and move my hand back and forth and feel like it would accent anything. If I was comfortable in doing it at all, I think there are times where there could be a different response. I could go 20 gigs and go, nope. This is the one. This is the one where if I go wiki a few times throughout the night, this is going to enhance. Well, that wedding I had in October, the pocket I was in, you looked at me up there and you're down here dancing. And like literally, that was the $450 tip wedding. I mean, I got in a pocket that, it was dirty South hip hop. It was all Atlanta stuff and mixing it with new stuff. And it was a blast. I had so much fun. It was great, but it was one of the hardest weddings I've ever had to work as far as time and effort. But it's that sense of that would have been the wedding. If I'd gotten up there and done a couple wikis, that would have been one of the crowds that would have exploded. And that's all. I just want that tool in my tool belt. Whether I use it or not becomes the empathy of the crowd.
Yeah.
Knowing that I've got it. Like that's why when you look at pitchers that can bat, it's like, yeah, they're playing the game. They're doing the whole thing. Versus all I do is go like this. I'm not going to hit the ball too. I'm not going to field the ball. I want to be well-rounded. And I think that that's part of what is out there as the expectation of a real old school, new school, middle school DJ.
What did you say, Howie? 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And fade to black.
And fade to black. All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
I guess
we're out of time. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight.
Thank you to the sponsors.
I think my greatest strength is handling situations. People call them problems. I don't have problems. There's a situation that needs a solution, and I've been very proficient at that part of my job to be able to, whatever it is, the sound system's not working, the mic's out, the lights aren't doing what they're supposed to. It doesn't matter to me. I don't get nervous or anything. I just take care of it. And the thing that I really wished, and I was starting on it, to learn something new, was graphics. And our dear departed friend Jimmy Spin was actually teaching me in TeamViewer how to do this. And I was almost ready to pull the trigger on that expensive software that he uses. So, but that would be it for me. And I think we've had a lot of really, really good ones here. So yeah, we did. We got in under budget and under time. So, hey guys, viewers, we'll see you next week. Same place, same time. And as always, if you would like us to cover a topic, just leave comments in the comment section of YouTube.